And
So it looks
his
like
deck
on our
looks
left we have
fast,
Cat Light
powerful.
playing mono blue aggro, and on the right, Sean McCary playing Jeskai Angels. Both these players at 5-1, and Cat is getting on board quick with one of our new cards from Ravnica Allegiance. That's a Benthic Biomancer, a new merfolk we haven't seen too much of thus far today, but a good one-drop for the blue deck.
Yeah, pretty decent addition to this deck. I mean, it allows you to play this threat that allows you to get some filtering, but also leave your mana open for counter spells and the like, which is what this deck wants to do. Unfortunately, it does not have the evasion theme that the rest of the deck has, so kind of brick-walled by things like Knight of Grace.
Yeah, and what do you know? Sean McCary with the Knight of Grace looking to brick-wall that Biomancer right off the bat.
Yeah, sometimes.
Cat says, I'm not afraid, putting on a Curious Obsession and swinging with the Biomancer.
Some risky business, unless you have a dive down.
Gotta have a dive down here, right? There's the block, there's the dive down. Perfect sense. Cat knew she was brickwalled by that card and had to get it off the battlefield, took proactive steps to do so. And here we see a Tocatli Honor Guard coming down for Sean McCary. How good is that against the mono blue deck?
Not very.
Right.
Shuts off Merfolk Trickster, 1/3 body, not super relevant at clocking or anything. And I don't know, even here, it just can't even beat a Benthic Biomancer.
Right, gotta love this attack from Cat because she's threatening to adapt here. And if she adapts, she gets to loot, discard a card and draw a card, and will just kill the Tocatli Honor Guard at no cost to herself. So I really like this attack. And there you see an adapt.
Yeah, but you really don't want Curious Obsession to just start hitting you over and over again.
Oh, of course. I can't question Sean's block here, but it just gave Cat a lot of options.
Yep,
and
for sure.
That's what she's looking for. Cat passes back to Sean. Sean has a 4-drop. Uh-oh. That looks like an Aurelia on Sean's side of the table.
Aurelia's big.
Yeah.
Block.
2/5 body. Able to attack, get vigilance. A lot of good blocks coming from that card.
Yeah, Aurelia, I think, is one of the cards that is probably going to start appearing more and more as this format goes on because the 5 toughness is so huge against red decks. It gives you this vigilant threat that allows you to turn the corner very quickly while also providing some defense.
Right. But you see Cat undeterred here, shipping right into the red zone.
It's free. Biomancer's a 3/3. You have to attack with a creature for Curious Obsession and not fall off anyway. So you might not have a bump spell, but you have to turn it sideways no matter what.
Right. Sean had a little think, made the correct block eventually. Cat following up with Tempest de Djinn, one of the namesake cards of this deck. Currently a 4/4 flyer for 3 mana. Good deal.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not
take
bad.
that.
I mean, you gotta have some sort of incentive to play 19 islands in your deck,
You
and
do.
Tempest Djinn is a pretty good one.
See Aurelia getting in there despite the Tempest de Djinn. And Cat has the Spell Pierce for the History of Benalia from Sean McCary. Nice little play there. And she's also going to have the 5th island, it looks like, to maybe enable this Tempest de Djinn to just go into the Aurelia, getting big fast. Aurelia makes the same block, but Sean McCary is going to take 5, falling to 15 here. Does Cat have a follow-up? Tempest de Djinn number 2.
Not bad.
Yeah, looks good. Let's see what Sean's response is. He's got a 6th land. See a 7th land in hand. That's a lot of lands from his deck. A Knight of Grace.
Ooh, and an Essence Capture.
Not a card we've seen thus far, but one we were just talking about pretty high on it, and it's going to make the Tempest de Djinn even bigger.
It's kind of cool that if Cat had cards in hand to filter, could have put a counter on the Biomancer to then loot.
Right. Interesting little interaction. And here comes the whole team. They in there. It looks like Sean's going to take 10 here.
11 from the counter.
Correct. 11 all day. Falling to 4. Precarious situation. And there we see our old friend Terramander.
Yeah, ready
That's
to
enough.
go ultimate.
That does it. Wow, Mono Blue looked impressive there, Jerry.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it was a little awkward with Biomancer being the 1-drop that you put Curious Obsession on, but it allowed Dive Down to kill a Knight of Grace, and then the Tocatli Honor Guard had to chump block, and it ended up being just fine. You just didn't have your engine going.
Yeah, but it still worked. She was still able to put together a solid game plan. So we've temporally manipulated things moving forward in time. We see Cat leading off with the Terramander. Sean McCary has a response in Tithe Taker on his side of the battlefield.
Tithe Taker is definitely one of the strongest cards in this matchup, but
doesn't do a lot there.
Nope, Curious Obsession might be the strongest card in the matchup.
Yeah, Cat's going to draw a card, do 2 damage to Sean. He's going to fall to 18, and that's how the snowball starts. Cat looking to quickly get on board here in game 2 of this matchup. And Knight of Grace, that's another creature that doesn't fly. Didn't see a land there. Things are starting to get a little sketchy over on Sean McCary's side.
Yeah, at this point, your plan when your opponent is just drawing a bunch of cards off Curious Obsession is you just have to race them.
Right.
You're not going to beat them on card economy. You're not going to be able to destroy all of their threats or anything. You just have to take advantage of the fact that Mono Blue aggro does not play very well from behind.
Right, Kat's going to do her best not to fall behind. We'll see what her play is here. Oh, she's got another one of those namesake cards. When this deck draws its Curious Obsession, Tempest de Djinns, it really looks impressive.
Yeah, if you could play a 40-card deck, I'd be all about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Which is, kind of appropriate because it does have a lot of draft failure floating around in this deck.
That is true.
Double Siren Storm Tamer. Siren Storm Tamer. I don't think anything's happening to that Terramander anymore. It is safe.
Shields are up.
Yeah. See what Sean's response is. Like you said, trying to do some racing, but only getting in for 2. He's not winning the race right now. There's a second Knight of Grace joining the battlefield, but no third land. Sean's in danger.
Yeah, Sean clearly valuing the Tithe Taker. I don't know what would happen if he attacked. Would Cat even block with it necessarily?
I think probably not. I think you just don't want that Afterlife token to hit the battlefield. But here we see another Curious Obsession trigger, 4 more damage in the sky, and I think Cat's got a strong follow-up here as well. Tempest Djinn, shield still up with those Siren Storm Tamers. Nope, she's going to take him down for a 3rd Storm Tamer. She just wants the beats.
I mean, the Tithe Taker stops it anyway.
Right, fair enough, fair enough. Interesting new templating on that Tithe Taker, affecting creature abilities as well. I'm so used to that affecting, the Thalia type effect. And the 3rd Knight of Grace has shown up.
Yeah, so Sean has things he can cast, but last game had a few too many lands. This game had a few too few.
Yeah, and I think we see a Settle the Wreckage in his hand, too.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff you have to get through before that Settle the Wreckage does anything. 3 Siren Storm Tamers.
Yeah, Deputy of Detention, yeah. I mean, these are okay cards, but Cat's draw has just completely invalidated them, plus the fact that there's no mana on Sean's side of the battlefield.
You stumble for a turn against a Curious Obsession, it's just lights out.
Yeah. Cat doing her best to sell copies of Tempest de Djinn right now. Head over to that StarCityGames.com sale. Pick them up. Maybe they're there. You never know. Sean thinking of some more attacks here.
I mean, Sean's got the right idea. He's just in trouble.
Right.
At this point.
What else can he do?
Maybe get 4 points in. Maybe Cat blocks the Tithe Taker. You get the Spirit token from Afterlife and do some jump blocking. Maybe that buys you some time. But
Cat's not interested at all. Just going to take some damage here, go to her turn. She knows she has this game well in hand, looking to run away with it now. Here come those flying beats again. We were doing a lot in the air. That's 2, 3, 4, 8, 9. 9 damage coming Sean's way. Another card in Cat's hand. She have a follow-up here. She does. It's another Tempest Djinn. Passes the turn over to Sean. Sean draws another 3-drop History of Benalia, and that's going to do it.